What's up, basketball junkies? Welcome back to Latest Hoops, your one-stop shop for all things NBA. We've got another awesome video lined up for you today featuring one of the true superstars of the NBA, Damian Lillard. The Portland Trail Blazers point guard has endeared himself to NBA fans around the world with his relentless will to win, clutch shooting at the end of matches, and most of all with his loyalty to his beloved Portland franchise. Nothing is ever guaranteed in the NBA, but Lillard may well be one of the select few since the turn of the century who have played their entire career for a single franchise. One thing that's for certain is that Lillard has given us some spectacular moments over the course of his NBA career. From the buzzer-beater three that sent the Oklahoma City Thunder packing in the playoffs in 2019, to his regular 50-plus scoring outburst that often features some ridiculous shot-making, it's fair to say that Lillard is often a highlight reel of insane hoops waiting to happen. Given how impressive some of his feats on an NBA basketball court are, it's a little surprised that some of the biggest and brightest names in the league have taken notice of their fellow star. In fact, several of those same players have been ready and willing to heap praise onto Damian Lillard for what has been an incredible career so far. The Latest Hoops team has put together a compilation of some of those quotes, opinions, and compliments in this video for your personal viewing pleasure. Before we get to Dame time though, Latest Hoops is giving away a free brand new PS5 with NBA 2K21 and Madden NFL 21 included. All you need to do to be entered in the giveaway is like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the Latest Hoops channel. When you've done that, you're in and your name will be entered into the giveaway. Be sure to hit the notifications bell as well so you don't miss any of our awesome upcoming videos, one of which will contain the winner's announcement. And now let's fill you in on what some of the biggest names in basketball are saying or have said about Damian Lillard. A great place to start is with former teammate and multiple All-Star power forward, LaMarcus Aldridge. Aldridge recently announced his immediate retirement from the NBA after having heart palpitations during and after a game with the Brooklyn Nets. However, before his stints in San Antonio and Brooklyn, Aldridge was part of one of the more entertaining 1-2 punches in the NBA in Portland alongside Damian Lillard. The two did not see eye to eye in Portland, with part of the reason Aldridge left in the first place being attributed to jealousy over Lillard's rapid rise and the fact the young point guard was stealing his spotlight. Nonetheless, Aldridge was able to appreciate how special a player Lillard was in retrospect after he had moved on from the Portland Trail Blazers. In a one-on-one interview reflecting on his days in Portland, LaMarcus Aldridge named Damian Lillard as both one of the best teammates he has ever had and also one of the leaders in the locker room on the Portland teams that enjoyed some real success when Aldridge and Lillard were at the heart of what the franchise was trying to do out on a basketball court. Aldridge is a quiet and private player by NBA standards, so for him to come out and praise Lillard for his ability and leadership is something of a rarity, especially given how fractured their relationship was when he left Portland. Fortunately, the pair have since made amends and are good friends now. In fact, Lillard is behind a push to have Aldridge's number retired by the Trailblazers after Aldridge recently announced his retirement. Aldridge isn't the only fan of Damian Lillard's game though. Another NBA forward who is also a superstar in the league is a big fan of Dame and Dame time. That forward is Los Angeles Lakers centerpiece and all-time NBA great, LeBron James. James and Lillard are two juggernauts in the league as far as star power is concerned. They are also two of the NBA's best players. LeBron has made it pretty clear what he thinks of the Blazers' point guard's ability in recent years. Back in 2018, LeBron was asked if he thinks Damian Lillard is underappreciated in the league. James quickly responded, "Give me Damian Lillard, I'll show you how appreciated he'll be." It's pretty clear that James understands just how good Lillard is as a player. In fact, he doubled down on those comments after a match against Lillard that same year, saying of Lillard, "That guy's a superstar in our league and he's showing it right now." LeBron also believes Lillard is still underappreciated and deserving of more respect in 2021, tweeting as much after Lillard was snubbed from the NBA All-Star Game starters this year. LeBron tweeted, "Devin Booker is the most disrespected player in our league. Simple as that." He then issued a follow-up tweet saying, followed by Dame Dollar. It's clear then that LeBron James feels Lillard deserves to be recognized as a star in this league and should be appreciated and respected far more for what he does out on the court than he is now. Several other former and current league MVPs are in agreement with James. One of the bigger names on the list of Damian Lillard admirers is the late, great Kobe Bryant, who tragically lost his life in a helicopter accident at the start of 2020. The Black Mamba was notorious for his relentless work ethic and will to win, and was often incredibly hard on younger players in the league when he felt they didn't deserve or hadn't earned the praise they were getting. However, the Hall of Fame shooting guard was quick to admit that he was a fan of Damian Lillard when asked about him after a match between the two in Damian Lillard's rookie year. Kobe said, "I think the world of him. It's my first time really watching him play outside of preseason. He has a great deal of talent. Seems to be fearless. I think he has a really bright future. It looks now like the Black Mamba knew exactly what he was talking about. Lillard went on from being a Rookie of the Year in his debut NBA season to becoming one of the best point guards in the league and is now surely a top 5 player at that position. Kobe called it for sure, but he isn't the only MVP caliber player who has taken notice of Damian Lillard and is a big fan of the star's game. In 2018, Kevin Durant called Damian Lillard a future Hall of Famer, after a loss to Portland when he was a member of the Golden State Warriors. That's pretty much the highest compliment you can give someone in the basketball world, so it speaks volumes to Lillard's ability that another sure thing for the Hall of Fame believes Dame is worthy of that honor as well. Lillard was also named in Durant's top 5 favorite players in the league when asked to name them on an episode of ESPN's First Take. Another big nod to Lillard's ability from the Durantula. Another lengthy forward with MVP honors is Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo. It was rumored last year that he and Damian Lillard have become very close friends and even discussed playing together in the future. It's little surprise then if Giannis really does want to play with Damian Lillard that the reigning MVP is a big fan of the All-Star guard's game. The fact that he was willing to work out with Lillard and discuss the possibility of playing together shows just how big a fan Giannis is of Dame and his game. He isn't alone in his admiration for Lillard as a potential teammate either. NBA legend and future Hall of Fame forward Carmelo Anthony pretty much went to the Portland Trail Blazers for a chance to play alongside Lillard. Since his arrival on the team, Anthony has had nothing but praise for the point guard and his ability on a basketball court. Carmelo Anthony actually said Lillard is the most talented teammate he has ever had. Now, for those of you who don't know, Melo has played with the likes of Allen Iverson, Paul George, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook in the NBA, let alone the plethora of stars he's played alongside for Team USA. So for him to single out Lillard is pretty significant. Anthony said, "Dame's at the tip for me. I've never played with someone who lifted his team on the court with his play and as a leader. He genuinely cares for his teammates. What he's been able to do is amazing. He's the top guy I've played with. I've played with some great players, but the way Dame elevates his game and others, he's at the top." Anthony doubled down on those comments when asked about them at a later date, saying, "His capabilities? I've played with a lot of great players and I don't want to go down the line because some of them would get mad at me. So when I say that, I mean what he's capable of doing. I've never played with nobody who saw the game and feel the game out the way that he does." Melo is pretty convinced then, and if it's good enough for Melo, then it's good enough for us. It isn't just Lillard's teammates that are fans of his game. Far from it, in fact. One of the NBA's best point guards and Lillard's biggest rivals in the league is more than happy to admit that Damian Lillard is without a doubt one of the best players in the NBA. We're talking about 3-time NBA champion and 2-time MVP, Stephen Curry of the Golden State Warriors. Curry is widely regarded as the best and most influential point guard in the NBA over the last decade. He won the only unanimous MVP award in NBA history, led the Warriors to 5 NBA finals, broke pretty much every shooting record there is to break in the NBA, and is still going nuclear on a nightly basis at the age of 33. So when Curry heaps praise onto a fellow player, especially one that plays the same position as him, it's worth taking note. Curry was asked about Lillard and his ability after a match between the two and had this to say. "I mean, he's obviously a talented player, and if you're not on your game, he's definitely capable of big nights like tonight." That comment was in response to Damian Lillard dropping 50 on the Warriors. So Curry has seen firsthand how dangerous Lillard is on a basketball court. The two have often been compared for their shooting range and ridiculous shot-making ability, but each is happy to be their own man and admire the game of the other without giving too much attention to any comparisons made by the media. Real recognizes real, and these are two of the best point guards of the past decade, so it isn't surprising that mutual respect and admiration exists between these two. There you have it, latest Hoops family. An in-depth look at what some of the biggest and brightest names in the NBA have to say about elite Portland Trail Blazers point guard Damian Lillard and his abilities out on the NBA hardwood. They're all big fans of Dame Dollar, and we are too. It's hard not to be when the man makes putting up 50 points look as easy as a Sunday pickup game against your out-of-shape and slightly drunk uncle. Don't forget to like the video, as well as leaving a comment and subscribing to our latest Hoops channel to give yourself a chance of winning that awesome PlayStation 5. And make sure you hit the notifications bell so you don't miss any of our awesome upcoming videos and must-see NBA content. We'll be back soon with more basketball brilliance. Until then, keep shooting your shot.